Holiday Showcase presented by 5 Hour Energy. They have been lined up for hours in the rain here in Auburn for a true basketball event, a defining game in the SEC race as they have sold out Auburn Arena. And this is the SEC on ESPN. It's been a long time since basketball has taken center stage here at Auburn, but that is certainly what we have today and this season with what Bruce Pearl has built. Auburn and Kentucky. Bob Wischusen alongside Dick Vitale. Allison Williams is with us as well. And Allison, conference season means injuries, a big one for Auburn today.
Yes, Bob, a significant loss in any game, but especially in this matchup against Kentucky's size. Auburn without their starting center, Austin Wiley. He sustained a lower leg injury in the game against Texas A&M, has a boot on that right foot, and could miss a couple weeks. So not only will they be without the 11 points and 6 rebounds he averages, but his backup, Anthony McLemore, who will get the start, is 4 inches and 40 pounds smaller than Wiley. Bruce Pearl said this is tough because Wiley was the one guy who could see eye to eye with the Kentucky big.
Well, an injury to Wiley is an opportunity for McLemore and an opportunity for us to welcome you here to Auburn, to one of the great atmospheres we'll probably be in all season long. You can tell this game, this team, it means something to these fans.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, this place has been electric. The name Kentucky, it brings out the best. People get pumped up, they get fired up. But Allison said, with Mr. Wiley not playing, that puts pressure on the inside. That even means more so that they better make the three. They're the premier three-point shooting team in the SEC. Auburn, they got to make the three if they want to pick 10-0 when this is over. And if Kentucky wants to get back to Lexington with a win, they have to contain the three. Are you ready, Robert?
We're going to find out if John Calipari's team is ready. Hard to believe he has now been at Kentucky for 10 seasons already, 4 Final Fours, and trying to build that same kind of an atmosphere here at Auburn is Bruce Pearl. And listen to what he has helped create.
Boy, he has created so much energy and enthusiasm. Bruce has won everywhere he's been. People don't realize he won a Division II national championship at Southern Indiana. 6 consecutive years. And Tennessee took him to the NCAA tournament. And then a barbecue party ruined that party. He got barbecued by the NCAA. So bottom line is he's back here, and he's done a great job with this Auburn program. Great execution right there. Set play. Remember the Georgia game? There were 5 dunks on Kentucky. Richards came in, and that ended. And Kentucky in the second half suffocated Georgia, held them to 18 points.
P.J. Washington turns it over.
Turnovers can be big.
Harper from NBA range. And maybe a little too quick on the trigger.
He shot that from Tuscaloosa. Man-to-man defense. They force a lot of turnovers. In SEC competition, 5 games, 19.6 turnovers per game they force. Brown and Harper are special.
Higgins with the shot clock down to 5. He's going to have to drive it himself. Offensive foul.
Great job defensively rotating over, no doubt about it. Higgins with the drive and the charge. Higgins has been sensational the last 5 games. There's no question. Shoulder right into him. He has been unbelievable. Remember last year, the great kid they had, Lucas Alexander? He didn't start, I think, the first 12 games. This guy started the first game, didn't start the next 7, but he's earned playing time. He's become a star in a Kentucky uniform.
Oh, they can't afford to have him in foul trouble. Neck at the rim, trying to stuff it home was Chuma Okeke. And back the other way comes Higgins. Travis just about turned it over. Higgins finds Travis. And he gets Kentucky on the board, plus the foul.
They got to get Travis to have a big game. He has struggled in SEC competition. Transfer, came over, Marco Polo guy, traveling guy. Came over from Stanford. was an outstanding player in the Pac-12. But the one thing I will tell you, the Pac-12 competition does not equate to the SEC competition.
That foul, by the way, on Anthony McLemore, his first, obviously, but without Austin Wiley, McLemore can't get in foul trouble. He tries a three here, and Travis has the rebound.
He hit the first 3 threes he took in their last game against Texas A&M off the bench. They'll show me shoot 33s.
Keldon Johnson running one-hander. That misses everything. Somehow he finds the loose ball, but it's stripped away by Harper.
Johnson was 0 for 6 in his last game.
Harper behind the back, gets it in the post, and then dribbles it to daylight.
Very quick, Harper. Trying to take control right here, backing the ball out. Bruce Pearl with a call. Banging his head. That's a call right there. High post screen.
Harper away from the screen. Floats one up. Challenged by Travis. Okeke keeps it alive. Back outside for the three. That won't go for Doughty. And here comes Higgins.
They haven't taken a legitimate good three.
Higgins with a rushed pass that Keldon Johnson wasn't ready for.
The threes they're taking are too deep. They got to be a little more patient on offense. You know, there's a lot of energy right now. Everybody's fired up, playing with a lot of emotion. They got to settle down, both clubs.
Keldon Johnson to the bench, as Kentucky has turned it over on 4 of their first 5 trips down the floor.
Unbelievable, and that's what Auburn does well. 2 things, shoot threes and force turnovers. Spreading the court right here.
Doughty to the corner. Okeke off the mark.
They got to be more patient. They shoot quickly shooting those threes. I know he wants them to shoot the 3 ball.
Washington hits a triple.
I'll tell you, I look at this kid here, Washington, and I look at his numbers, and I look at his ability. To me, he should be a 15, 16-point game guy every game, 10, 11 rebounds. He's got talent, very talented. He's been a little bit up and down. He's had some great moments. NBA people like his future.
Layup is good for Jared Harper.
Boy, Harper's quick. Got an isolation, took the ball with a goal, really superb quickness, explosiveness. This is loud as any place I've been. It's unbelievable. I'm having a tough time hearing you, Robert.
That can be a blessing.
No, you're very good, man. It's a great thrill to work with you and Allison. Kentucky's a little too stationary on offense. They got some good-looking freshmen on Kentucky.
Hero's gonna have to force one up. Gets in the lane with 1 on the shot clock. Gives it up to Reed Travis.
Travis gets the deuce, but Hero made that play. His penetration ability. I like Hero, and I like Keldon Johnson, even though he has struggled in SEC. He's a very good, competitive, hard-nosed player.
Okeke with a spin move and got caught. Bryce Brown gives it up. Okeke to Doughty. Just off the mark, but he draws the foul. So Samir Doughty will shoot free throws when we come back.
Oh, Mr. Travis finishes it off. Flush.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%. And in part by the Alliance for Lifetime Income. Learn more at retireyourrisk.org.
Adnan, thanks very much. Well, this is just the middle of what is a long and wonderful day of sports across ESPN and ABC. Heading up towards Virginia Duke. Coming up next year on ESPN, UFC Fight Night on ESPN as well. Lakers Rockets over on ABC. Already underway. Thunder 76ers on ABC. And ESPN Plus tonight, Cejudo and Dillashaw in UFC action. So there is a lot to watch. And this is one fun place to be. Kentucky and Auburn off to a good start. Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale Allison Williams, and look at the results we have already seen today.
Wow.
Michigan goes down. Tennessee survives. West Virginia, just before we came on the air here at Auburn, a 1-point win against Kansas at home.
Wow, incredible win for Bob Huggins, because that's been struggle city, man. They've been playing without some key players. I think Ahmad played today.
Ahmad did play today.
Great win for Huggins, man. He needed that badly.
Higgins lobs one up, looking for Nick Richards. Back to Higgins.
Higgins got great vision. He can really pass the basketball. He's going to be on the end of the year, be a special player. He's going to work a little bit more on his perimeter shot. What about Alabama? Had a tough one, tough loss to outstanding Tennessee team. And then Michigan went down today. We're going to get one unbeaten team. They're coming up on after us. Will they be unbeaten after that Duke game? Boy, Dan, that gang, Jay Billis, they're going to have a great time with that game.
Quickly, off the heel, the long rebounds. Loose at midcourt, and it's gathered by Malik Dunbar.
Tell you one thing, they haven't made a three ball yet, and that's their strength. They make like 10.8 a game. So they're due to make one or two right now, Auburn. That's their strength. And Kentucky's really challenging them on that three. And you got to challenge them on the three.
Bryce Brown, step back. Gets the run.
He gets the bounce. He gets the Auburn bounce. He gets the round on a rebound bounce. Charles Barkley bounce. Oh, baby. Auburn basketball. Is it big? Bruce Pearl. Maybe they're going to build a statue for him outside. I got one for Barkley.
Washington down the lane, draws the foul on his way to the goal. And Allison, not long ago, you were eavesdropping over on that Kentucky huddle.
Yeah, a couple points of emphasis for John Calipari to his team. Defensively, his bigs have to do a better job of staying home and protecting when they look to drive the ball. He said they're so worried with how well Auburn shoots from outside that they're not really staying home and stopping them from driving. Offensively, you know, physicality was a big point of emphasis today. Keldon Johnson not being physical enough. They're trying to get him the ball in the dribble handoff, and he's not getting off of his man to get the ball. He was held scoreless last game against Georgia. They want to get him involved, but he's got to be more physical when he's out there.
Well, the game before that also did not have a good game. Scored 8, but he really played so well in a non-conference schedule, averaged about 16 points a game. But it's a whole different animal now when you get in the league competition. The SEC has some quality teams, man, and you better lace them up and come to play, because there's so much intensity, emotion, passion, and coaches get after it, players get after it. What are we doing with the monitor now?
Well, they're checking to make sure they've got the accurate foul call on the Washington drive, as a couple of players reached in. Looked like it was Bryce Brown while Washington was still on the floor, although with Okeke and Horace Spencer in the middle. But they did get Brown on the reach-in before the drive began.
He's such a vital player to Auburn. He and Harper are such keys. They won the SEC regular season championship last year.
And they're actually going to call this a shooting foul. Looked like Brown got him just as the drive began, so Washington at the line.
You know, Washington's got to be a little bit more aggressive and be a little bit more hungry. He's got talent. He's a multi-talented player. I think he has a tendency to become a little too passive.
For Kentucky, they started shoot around really aggressively, and Coach Cal told his guys, if you're not ready to get grabbed, held, and pushed, you're not ready to play this game. He said Auburn will play physical, they'll try and blow up handoffs and be aggressive. If we're not ready to deal with that, we're going to struggle. And you can see they definitely have a size advantage, right? Their starters measure 6'6", 213, while Auburn's are 6'2", 204. They've got the McDonald's All-Americans, but Auburn has that fight. They play with the chip on their shoulders, and Bruce Pearl really wanted his guys to show that today.
Tell you one thing, Bruce Pearl does a great job of selling that to the kids. You weren't a McDonald's All-American. Show these guys you can play. Play with fire. I don't care they're All-Americans. Today you're going to be an All-American. He gets that fire going, baby. He gets gives me goosebumps when he gets in today.
Are you all right? Poked out of bounds. 8 to shoot. Stays with Kentucky.
He's got them playing with a lot of pride on the defensive end as well. I mean, what he's done here in this program, and let's face it, Kentucky's had a great program for years and years and years. but he's been a Frank Lloyd Wright, an architect of building this program.
Quickly, will have to go quickly. Forward to shoot. Leans in.
He got fouled, did he?
No foul called.
Oh, no foul called. Wow, I got one eye and I saw that, baby. By the way, the guy that Pearl replaced is on the Kentucky bench. Tony Barbie.
For three, off the mark. Quickly ahead to Richards. Foul. A reach-in foul called on Javon McCormick. That will put Nick Richards at the free throw line.
That's a good foul right there. Making him earn him on the free throw strike. Wow, look at, he's going a little sneaker look. Look at that sneaker look he's got. Wow, shoes. I'm gonna call him shoes. As my guy Alan McGuire would call him shoes.
Coming up next, top-ranked Duke looks to bounce back after their loss to Syracuse on Monday. And they will host undefeated Virginia. It's a Sonic blockbuster. You can always watch it on the ESPN app live as well. That one is coming up right after we are done here at Auburn.
I had a conversation with a guy here before the game about that game. He said to me, you know, they're playing without Trey Jones. I said, really? You want people to feel sorry? They got the 3 top, maybe 6, 7 picks in the NBA draft. Nobody's going to feel sorry for Duke right now with Trey Jones not playing. You got 3 players. I know a lot of coaches wish they could have 1, never mind 3. That'd be a great game.
Bryce Brown keeps his dribble alive. Shot clock down to 5.
Too much dribbling. Too much dribbling. Sloppy play right there.
And they turn it over.
Really sloppy. Turn the ball over. I mean, well, he's going nowhere with those shots. 20 dribbles and go nowhere.
With the left hand, that's in and out for Montgomery.
They like Montgomery's potential. That was good execution right there. They just didn't score.
A foul called up top on Quickly.
If Auburn's to win here today, Robert, if they're to win, it'll be the first time since 74 to 76 that they win 3 times in a row against Kentucky at home.
This season, NCAA coaches and Infinity are taking a timeout to fight cancer with Infinity's $1 million donation to the American Cancer Society. This is an Infinity timeout for the win. Learn more at infinitytimeout.com. And Duke, number 1 against number 4, as soon as number 12 and number 14 wrap up here at Auburn. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale and Allison Williams. Kentucky with the early lead. Auburn only 1 for 6 so far, shooting the 3.
Yeah, they've done a good job making them take bad threes. Also, when you think about it, it's the first time this building in 9 years has had 2 teams in the top 15 going head-to-head.
Well, Auburn, in their last 36 meetings with Kentucky, they're 3 and 33. But 2 of those 3 wins are with Bruce Pearl. They're Absolutely. 2 and 3 in their last 5. So he's trying to change the culture here at a football school and get this basketball program to a different spot. That's a quick trigger for Dunbar, and he's well short.
They're making them take really long threes.
Offensive rebounds, lost out of bounds by E.J. Montgomery.
You talk about a shot that was in the basket. I mean, that baby was down. Kentucky playing with a little poise here on the road, getting this unbelievable crowd. John said, we get this everywhere. We're acclimated to it. But he said, what did he tell us before the game? He said, I'm not really that worried now. It's January, man. If I start worrying about it in January, I'm in trouble. Now, February, that's when I start worrying. Nice try, but great help defensively.
And back the other way comes Keldon Johnson. Crosses over, tries to throw it down, and it rolls in after he was challenged by McLemore.
Tell you one thing, Johnson's a competitor. A great job by Kentucky rotating over and coming up with that block shot, creating offense. And Johnson finally scores. He's got to feel relieved, man, after he went Brick City against Georgia, didn't score, didn't shoot the ball well.
Dunbar tries again. That one's too long, but the offensive rebound, a long one run down by Javon McCormick.
You know, I know the 3-ball's part of your arsenal, but you got to take really quality threes. I haven't seen a lot of quality threes here. And that's a good one. That's a good one, though. He's right there, stepped in.
Higgins off to Johnson. In and out. There's a lid on the basket for both teams.
I think both clubs are rushing the action.
Dunbar. That one goes.
They're going to keep shooting them. I guess statistically, they're going to start going your way a little bit if you keep letting them fly. John Calipari said we may see 43s this afternoon.
Well, Auburn was 1 for 10 before that one went down from Malik Dunbar. Keldon Johnson, pretty drive to the rim.
He's a good talent. He's multi-talented. He can score in a variety of ways. Tough, tenacious freshman.
Dunbar again. Back-to-back triples.
He's feeling it. Dunbar, baby, 2 in a row. They got the freedom to let the free fly.
Washington can't answer. Offensive rebound, Travis to the corner. And that three's off the mark from Johnson. P.J. Washington, another offensive rebound.
Terrific rebound right there by Washington.
Higgins with the left hand. That's too strong. Here comes Harper.
2-on-1.
Foul.
He got bumped. He got bumped.
Contesting the three today. It's going to be a big issue in this game.
Well, you got to check the three. There's Chase Masdorf. Look at me playing D on him. I said that's what you guys have to do. He's a walk-on right there. Chase from out of our area in Sarasota. But right there, I was
guarding. Is that how you do it? Huh? That's how you do it.
You got to guard. You got to make sure to take tough threes. Look at Bruce. Is he fired up? Oh, man. Talked to him twice during the week. The enthusiasm was coming through the phone. You could feel it. I couldn't wait to get to the plains and hear the chants, War Eagle. And now we're going to monitor again. I tell you, I know the monitor's here to make sure we get things right, but gee whiz, every time every game just stops the flow of the games. What about human error being part of it? I mean, maybe we should go back. I don't know. I'm getting frustrated. Help me out, Robert. Come on.
I'm not sure what the question as to who the foul would have been on was. That replay, I think, was at the opposite end of the one that they want to take a look at.
I mean, I don't want to be so critical. Really, I love the game so much, but I'm not saying this here now. All year long, the monitor's becoming unbelievable going to it.
They're looking, I think, for that hook and hold possibility as a couple of players went tumbling down. And they want to see if P.J. Washington might be called.
You know, maybe we'll start getting to where every foul call, we'll start running over the monitors, and we'll be here about 6.5 hours. Maybe we'll get home in time tomorrow to see some football. It's a clock situation.
And Washington also took down Chuma Okeke. So they're taking a look at that and reviewing the clock as well.
I'm going to talk a little basketball here in Washington. I think Washington's got to step up and be a real star. Not just a good player, 11 points a game. He has star ability. He's been there. He's a veteran player, and he's got to lead those young kids when you're talking Higgins and Johnson and Hero.
Well, last season, P.J. Washington played the second half of the season with a broken finger. Had to have surgery in June. Still averaged about 11 points and 6 rebounds per game. You would like to see even more production out of him.
Yeah, I do. I want to hurry up here. I wanted to get in a plane. I wanted to get maybe ESPN set up their Disney plane, pick you and me and Allison up, and get us to Durham to see Virginia and Duke. I mean, come on now. I want to get over here next to Billis and Schubin and those guys. I want to get to that game. The way we're going here, and the game will be over by the time we get home.
The treatment I'm used to. Here is Lee Cassell coming over, and he is going to explain to our guys here at the table what the call was and whether or not there's a flagrant foul called. And it looks like they're going to call a double flagrant foul. Not only is P.J. Washington going to be tagged, but they're going to get Chuma Okeke for a flagrant foul as well.
So they balance it out, get a little political, give both guys fouls, and take about an extra 10 minutes. And stop the flow of the game.
It looked more like it was Washington taking down Okeke than the other way around, but they got them both.
Personally, I don't think there was no intent.
And they're right under the basket. So that's pretty obvious. And I guess if there was something retaliatory that we didn't see on that replay that maybe Okeke did after being taken down by Washington, that might explain the call. But after all of that, they got 2 flagrant fouls.
Kentucky coming up a little bit more, pressuring on the perimeter. They want to take away that 3. This guy can drive with the basketball. Harper.
Dowdy drives it himself. Can't get it to go. And Hero's got it.
Hero and Johnson got a little swag to their game when they go up and down the floor, and I like that. I like that.
Hero, high off the glass. Doesn't get the roll, but it's on the rim for the flush by Reed Travis.
Travis really playing well here in the first half. Showing why he was player of the year out there in the Pac-12. Such an outstanding young guy. That was a big get for Kentucky when they got him.
Nice catch and finish by Okeke.
Okeke got inside very easily. Poor job defensively. John Calipari got to be happy with that defensive situation.
Higgins lobs it. And a blocking foul is called on the lob by Higgins before the finish by Travis.
You know, both clips showing why they're 12 and 14 in America, Kentucky being 12. You know, they said Kentucky's got 3 losses. Examine their 3 losses. There was the shock, the stunner, to whatever blown out by Duke. And the other 2 games could be easily wins. Right down to the wire, got beat by my alma mater, Seton Hall, in the Garden. And then they lost a tough one down to Tuscaloosa. So, I mean, once the panic, they could easily have 1 loss. And it took them a little while to get over that shock when they were blown out by Duke. It was incredible the way they were blown out in that game.
That was a big foul that was just called. Anthony McLemore just picked up his 2nd. And again, without Austin Wiley, who's going to have the boot on for a couple of weeks. McLemore now in foul trouble. So Auburn down by 1. And their only true center is in foul trouble. Again, coming up as soon as we're done. Here on the Plains, we'll head to Cameron for Virginia Duke. Only 1 team left unbeaten. It's UVA. Will they be unbeaten after tonight's over? As Reed Travis gets rung up for a charge.
That was a charge, no question. He lowered his shoulder in the lane. Watch this. He turns the corner. There's the shoulder. There's the contact. Absolutely. No doubt about it.
Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale, Allison Williams coming right back to Auburn. A 1-point game.
Get up! Get up! Get up! Yeah! Yeah! When you're guarding a non-shooter, jump in and take that charge. Don't leave a man out by himself. They're too strong to strip and rep. Put bodies on the floor and then rebound down.
Bodies on the floor.
Wired for sound, that's Bruce Pearl. He is pregame and in-game trying to bring the energy to the Plains, and I think he did it.
I think that's an understatement, saying he's wired for the game.
Look who's here. Speaking of the good old days of Auburn basketball, I got Dick Vitale, Sir Charles Barkley joining us here. Thanks for doing this.
No,
Appreciate
thank you. Thank y'all for coming to Auburn.
I'm not going to waste time. I'm going to ask you right away. I'm sure you heard. Did you hear the analysis by Jim Boeheim on Zion Williamson versus you?
Yeah, you know, I'm going to have to change my theory, Dick. I would never punch a guy with glasses, but I'm going to have to do it to Boeheim. Hey.
See, this wasn't right.
Hey, you know what? He's married to my homegirl from Alabama, Julie. I got love for Boeheim. He's one of the greatest ever and a great guy. But Zion Williams is a lot more explosive than I was. He's unbelievable.
Hey, don't underestimate. You were special. I remember coming down here for a game, and Sonny Smith asked me to talk to you, and we sat and talked, and you were a young guy. I said, man, someday you could be special. Work. Listen. Oh, look at this here. Yeah. Look at this here.
Well, Dick,
wow.
I tell you all the time when I see you, I appreciate you. I was too immature to be coached by Sonny Smith. I was fat and lazy, and he told me, you're fat and lazy. And you know what? One day he sit me down, he says, hey, son, I know you're fat and lazy, but let me rephrase it. If you really get in shape, you can be a great player. I was too immature at the time to understand it. Sonny's like a father to me today. But you know, like it's like when we talk to our kids. We say stuff to them we probably shouldn't say. We just got to learn to phrase it in a different way. But when I saw you say that one time, I said, maybe it's time for me to grow up and mature.
Well, I'll tell you one thing, Charles. You've had an incredible career. And what a lot of people don't know about you, you got a heart of gold, man. What you've done for the V Foundation, helping people, is unbelievable. Well, don't ever lose that.
I'm never going to lose that because, you know, Dick, I tell people all the time, basketball is what you do. It's not who you are. We're supposed to make a difference in society. I've been lucky and blessed. War Eagle, everybody, War Eagle.
Did you ever?
Hey, I've been lucky and blessed to go my whole life without a real job. Kind of like you.
Yeah, stealing money.
Hey, listen, I tell people all the time, it's going to suck when I die. Because I can do this a long time.
It's unbelievable.
Hey, listen, I'm like 25 years younger than you.
I'm going to be 80. I'm going to be 80.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
Man, I'll tell you what.
I'm 80.
You way past AARP.
Hero fouled shooting a three,
you know,
so
Dick,
3 free throws for Kentucky.
First of all, he never fouled a jump shooter, and definitely not on the three-point shot. I tell people this about Mr. Vattel all the time. He's the greatest thing that ever happened to college basketball. But what he does for charity is even more important and significant. He's been the #1 guy with the V Foundation forever. His gala in Florida he does every year. He understands. We ain't here just to talk about basketball. You can just talk about basketball and make a great life. But what he does for charity is one of the coolest things I've ever been involved with in my life.
He's also a huge fan of referees at the monitor.
Oh, I can't
This is one of his favorite parts of the game.
Flows of the game.
Well,
it's unbelievable.
Well,
they're checking to see if this was a 2 or a 3. If Hero's going to shoot 2 free throws or 3.
With all the camera angles we got today, it should be a 30 to 45 second thing at the most.
I agree with you.
It's unbelievable.
In every sport.
Yeah, it shouldn't take like 3 minutes. It's 30 to 45 seconds. See, that was quick. We should do that all the time.
And while we've got a chance, though, did you ever think that you would see basketball return to this level of prominence and energy at your alma mater?
Once we got Bruce Pearl, I sent Bruce Pearl, I called him one day. He was coaching at Tennessee. Because, you know, we started doing college basketball. So now, right now, I'm not actually even watching the NBA right now. I'm only watching college basketball. So 5 or 6 years ago, before he came to Auburn, I left him a voicemail. I said, Coach, I don't know you. We never met. You are one of the best coaches in the country. Your team is so prepared. He actually saved the email. Once we got Bruce Pearl, I knew Auburn was going to be relevant again.
Well, they're certainly relevant. Did you ever believe that you'd have a statue out front? They're shooting a 3 now, Charles. A statue out front. I saw that statue.
Well, listen, it was so nice of Auburn to give me a statue. It was really cool. I told him the only one thing about it, I wanted my statue to be skinny.
They did that. I saw that.
Hey, listen,
they did it.
I know I'm a fat guy right now, but I used to be skinny. That's the only thing I said. Hey, listen, y'all don't have to do it. I'm gonna take it as a nice compliment, but please make my statue skinny.
When were you ever skinny? I don't ever remember you being skinny.
I've never been. Hey, I've never been skinny. But listen, when I was prominent at Auburn, none of these people were alive. Hey, you're one of the few people who were alive.
You're right. Hey, let me ask you this. Who's the biggest guy at Auburn? You or Bo Jackson?
Oh, listen, it's gonna break my heart to say this. It's Bo Jackson. I'm #2, though. Like Frank Thomas, Jason Dufflin, and Cam Newton, they're 3, 4, and 5. That doesn't matter if you're 3, 4, or 5. But listen, it's been an honor and a privilege to be around Bo Jackson. He's #1 and I'm #2. And that breaks my little itty-bitty heart to say that.
You know what's really great, Charles? And we let you give it a little analysis on the game here. But you never forgot being a kid. You really love your university. You're back with pride. You're excited about it. And I love that about you. What about this game? What do they got to do to win?
Well, #1, they've calmed down now. They played Duke a couple months ago. They came out so jacked up. They're so jacked up. They're taking a lot of bad shots. The game is slowed down now. And once the game slowed down, they got to make threes, number one, because without Austin, they're really small. They can't turn the ball over, and they got to rebound the ball. It's very simple. Dick, you know.
Yeah, same stuff.
A lot of these guys make the game like it's brain surgery. It's basketball. No turnovers. You got to rebound the ball, and they got to make some threes.
It's quality shots, too.
Yeah,
quality shots.
But one of the reasons, the same thing against Duke, they came out so jacked up against Duke, they didn't take quality shots.
Yeah, it's not all the same. That was walking in college basketball.
Well, listen,
that was a dunk in the NBA.
Hey, listen, it would have worked in the NBA. You're 100% correct.
And a foul called here on Jared Harper, so it's a 1-and-1. And there has been some sloppy play both ways that have cost both teams.
Well, because I think that both teams are jacked up for the game. Listen, I love ESPN. When you guys are at the game, it's a national televised game. We got 18-year-old kids. They're excited. Everybody in their hometown who doesn't get to see them play, they're watching today. But let me tell you one thing about ESPN. I've been lobbying for 3 years. I want to do a game with Dick Vitale. It's on my bucket list. I would love to do a college game and an NBA game. We need to do a swap.
What are you doing for the next 90 minutes?
Here we are.
Yeah, we'll keep you here.
Listen, I love being here, but I want ESPN and TNT to work out a deal where I do a game with the great Dick Vitale.
It'll be a lot of fun.
It would be an honor and a privilege.
It'll be a lot of fun.
If you need a play-by-play guy.
We'll invite you too.
Thank you.
Hey, you and I had a lot of fun on Conan O'Brien's show. We were on his show that time. You and I.
Hey, listen, Conan, we love Conan. Listen, we got the best jobs in the world. We get paid to watch the best college players and pro players in the world.
And a chance to shoot for Jared Harper.
Listen, Jared Harper, I call him a little general.
Yeah.
He is the best leader in college basketball. I love that kid.
Yeah, he really does have great leadership skills, and he plays with a lot of confidence, and he wasn't a superstar high school recruit. He's a kid that plays with a little chip on his shoulder to prove. Were you a McDonald's All-American?
No, I ate at McDonald's. I was not at McDonald's All-American. But that's the thing I love about Bruce. Listen, I'm realistic and honest. Auburn is not going to get McDonald's All-Americans. We're going to have to get good players and coach them up.
They got some great kids coming in next year, Charles. Great class.
We do, but I'm saying as far as the McDonald's All-Americans, guys like that, they're going to North Carolina, Duke, Kansas, places like that.
Kentucky.
Yeah, obviously Kentucky. But let me tell you something. That's one of the reasons I love Bruce Pearl. He's going to coach our guys up. And we're blessed at Auburn to have Bruce Pearl.
Tell you one thing, I know you have great respect for John Calipari. You and he go back a long way.
So listen, this morning at the hotel, one of my great friends, I had breakfast with Kenny Payne, his #1 assistant. We had an hour of breakfast today. I love John Calipari. I think he's one of the, obviously everybody knows he gets great recruiting classes, but he's a hell of a coach.
Oh, absolutely.
I brag about the Big Blue Nation all the time, but it was really cool to get together with an old teammate, Kenny Payne, this morning for about an hour just to have breakfast.
What's going on in the NBA since we got you here? I see a lot of bad basketball. Charles, the threes.
Dick.
Teams are taking 43. It's ugly. It's ugly.
Dick, I'm embarrassed at the NBA today. I actually said this on TV the other night. I'm embarrassed. We got awful basketball. The Golden State Warriors got 3 of the greatest three-point shooters of all time. Now everybody's trying to mimic that. We can't mimic that.
No, you can't. Klay Thompson, Curry, you can't mimic that.
Our product is awful right now. I love the NBA. It's giving me everything in my life, but our product is awful. Every guy, even big guys, want to shoot threes now. I just hope the fans aren't stupid enough to catch on.
I watched the game the other night, Lakers and Oklahoma City. Overtime, every possession was a three by Oklahoma City. Every possession.
Everybody in the NBA now think they got to live and die by threes. And listen, if you got Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, and Klay Thompson, you can live by threes. But if you got the rest of these guys who can't play dead, you shouldn't be shooting threes.
But what about Cousins now joining them, former Kentucky star?
Well, Cousins, first of all, they were pretty much unbeatable anyway. Cousins makes them even more unbeatable.
Hey, Charles Barkley, thanks so much for joining us. I know you're all about Auburn. They got a good men's team and a pretty good women's team, too.
Hey, give a out to my girl, Coach Flo. My girl do really dance. Hey, Coach Flo, I love you.
That's Charles Barkley.
Man.
Back in a minute.
Thank you, Charles.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by Pizza Hut. Order online today at pizzahut.com for the best deals on pizza and get it fast and oven hot because no one out-pizzas the Hut.
Charles Barkley is gone but not forgotten as he joined us a moment ago here at the table. Bob Shoes and Dick Vitale. Allison Williams, and our first UFC Fight Night card is tonight at Barclays Center in Brooklyn. We'll start off on ESPN Plus at 6 Eastern with the early prelims and action continuing on ESPN at 8. And then we're back on ESPN Plus for the main event at 10 Eastern, the bantamweight champion bout. TJ Dillashaw moving down in weight to battle flyweight champ Henry Cejudo. Start your free trial today by downloading the ESPN app or visiting ESPNplus.com.
You know, I lost track of the game talking to Charles. We got a tie game, 27-all, 5 threes they've made. They have made 10 or more threes in 10 of their 15 games. And it looks like they're on target to do that again. Nice pass. See, to me, PJ's got to be more aggressive. He's too talented. He's got to be more aggressive.
Shot clock at 5. Higgins picks up his dribble. Over to Hero. Tries to beat the timer. Comes up short. And a rebound pulled down by Hollis Spencer.
Oh, look at this. Bruce Pearl wants to foul. Oh, is he animated on that sideline? Oh, is he animated? He's had some run as a coach. Unfortunately, he's had some situations with the NCAA. Right now, they still got part of that trial, maybe coming up with Chuck Person, former player here. And then we're going to see what the NCAA does. A lot of these guys are plea bargaining, but that doesn't stop the NCAA from then looking in and seeing what they're going to do. And they must do something because there was a lot of stuff chatted about in those different trials. So it's in their hands to do something, the NCAA.
Harper rims off a 3.
I like Hero and Keldon Johnson. I really do. And you're going to like Higgins. Higgins plays the ball really tough defensively. And he's going to get a test here. And he'll get one Tuesday night, too, with Peters from Mississippi State.
Washington travel. That's 6 first-half turnovers for Kentucky.
That's a great story in the Lexington paper by Jerry Tipton about the fact that Kentucky is now going to face some outstanding point guards, something they didn't face in prior games, and they're going to deal with one. That's Higgins now going to try to neutralize guys like, you talk about Harper, you talk about certainly to get Peters down here. Ben Holland's got a very good team in Mississippi State. We'll be there. I'll be there Tuesday night. I'm in Lexington. Always love to go. One of my favorite places. The fans have such a passion.
A foul just as the 3 was released by D'Angelo Purifoy. That's the second on Montgomery. And coming up on the Jeep halftime report, Tennessee survives, but there are big upsets to talk about in the Big Ten and the Big 12. Not unusual to have road teams lose when they are in these conferences, in conference play, and that's what we had today as Kansas and Michigan, both on the road, both in the top 10, both go down.
Well, you know, you talk about Wisconsin team, they lost 4 out of 5, lost their last 2 games off. Now we got another trip. How many more trips are going to go? How many more trips? Come on, man. You got 3 guys blowing a whistle. Come on, see what's happening out there.
Well, they didn't take long.
They didn't take long, but still, just keep going here. I mean, I could see using them on that one eye. I can see something like that. Come on now. And these are 3 quality guys.
1-1 for Harper.
Great win today for that Wisconsin team. Certainly West Virginia. Any guy that needed a W badly, it was Bob Huggins.
Higgins to Montgomery.
They like that future, that Montgomery from out of Georgia. He and Higgins.
Harper on the drive. Can't lay it in. The one-handed follow wouldn't go for Spencer. But it ends up with Auburn with a fresh shot clock.
You know, Purifoy's getting time. I wrote an article. I said, where's Purifoy? He played 2 years ago. Has not gotten in the last few games. He's going to get a chance here now with Wiley out. Reason he wasn't playing, they had 2 guys in front of him, and then 2 guys on the bench in front of him.
Harper's pass deflected. The double team works. Here's Hero. Euro step crossover. Can't finish. The tip follow is there for Keldon Johnson.
Keldon Johnson, man, does he play hard. I don't care. You're going to talk about he was 0 for 6. He plays with great competitiveness. That's what John Calipari loves. Give me guys that play hard. When you get talent combined with effort, you got a chance to win.
Brown's pass deflected. Right to Ashton Higgins. He finds Johnson. Stripped away. Out of bounds. It'll stay with Kentucky.
That whole staff so animated there. When you look at that staff, Bruce Pearls, look at him. He's working harder than the players. Look at him. Look at the emotion. Look at the emotion. Are you kidding me? Does he feel it? Does he want it? Does he want it? He is stuck in that sideline.
That microphone that we had on him began the day up near his collar. It's barely hanging on.
Surprised the jacket's still on. Low-scoring game. Both teams getting after it on the defensive end.
Backdoor for Hero. Gives it up to the wing for Johnson. Hits a 3.
What those 2 diaper daddies. What a nice play by them. Unbelievable. Look at that sweat coming through. I knew Gary Williams. Is that Gary Williams? I thought Gary retired, the Hall of Famer down in Maryland. Well, the Terps are really good, by the way. Mark Turgeon's got a nice ball club. Hey, that was just great play by the 2 freshmen in Kentucky. What
Hero
a strip.
takes it away from Brown.
What a great steal by Hero. Finishing right now, a little strong. Kentucky going to go in a positive note in that locker room.
Higgins skips one to a wide open Hero for 3.
Hero has played exceptionally well here. Wide open shot, great execution, very efficient at the end of the game. If you're efficient, you move the ball, you share the ball, you play as a team, you got a chance, man, to have great success.
Harper for 3. No.
Oh, they needed that badly.
Higgins from midcourt. Good it goes. A 9-0 run by Kentucky to close out the first half, and they've got an 8-point lead at the break. Huge turnaround in the last couple of minutes.
Well, Keldon Johnson and Hero really stepped up at the end. Their defense was excellent. You hold a club like right now, Auburn, they averaged 91.2 a game at home. 91.2. They held them at 27.
Let's go over to Allison.
Coach Pro, what led to the Kentucky run at the end of the half?
Well, I thought they did a great job of picking up their defense. We missed a bunch of shots that we typically make, some free throws. And I thought they were doing a really good job of getting downhill, drawing coverages, and kicking out. When Kentucky makes threes, they're a different team.
We saw you pumping up the crowd at the beginning. Charles Barkley was on with us. He said maybe your guys were a little too jacked up. What's your pulse on this?
No, listen. This is a sellout every game. We don't sell out just for Kentucky. We sell out every SEC game. We're not too jacked up.
Awesome. Thanks.
A 9-0 run for Kentucky, though, to close out the half. They've got the lead at the break. It's time to head to Reese and the game day crew at Cameron Indoor with the halftime report. Reese, energy. And welcome back to the SEC on ESPN. Just about set for the start of the second half. A 9-0 run to close the first half for Kentucky. Gives them an 8-point lead at the break. We've got Bruce Pearl wired for sound today. And here's a little peek at what he probably told his team in the locker room at halftime.
Don't play with a foul, finish through contact, and man up on these rebounds. But we got to be tough for keeping them out of the paint now, don't we? We got to guard them way better than what we're guarding, keeping out of the paint. And then you got to go get that rebound. He can't manhandle you like that and get that rebound. Other guys, yeah, but not you. He can do that to D'Angelo. He can't do that to you.
Still trying to have some fun. We're having fun. Bob Shoes and Dick Vitale, Allison Williams here on the Plains. Those 7 empty trips that Auburn had before halftime that led to the 9-0 run for Kentucky completely changed the game.
Well, you know, 3 turnovers in that sequence, but also you got to credit Kentucky with an outstanding job defensively. I thought they did a great job. The whole end was 27. They averaged 91.2 on this floor, and they're 9-0 on this floor. Question is, can they recover? They rely so much on the 3. Quality shots were not there. They got to take quality shots, share the ball, move the ball.
Well, it's time for our Alliance for Lifetime Income game tracker, and we take a look at how the game tracked through the first half. Again, the 9-0 run by UK to end the first half opens up an 8-point lead. Auburn, 16 of their 27 shots have been from three-point land, and they only made 5.
They only made 5, and I'll tell you one thing, they really worked on that, Kentucky, worked on that 3-point situation, that they had a challenger. That was one thing they knew immediately when you look at the stat sheet. Tell you one thing also, Keldon Johnson, he was 0 for 6 against Georgia. He's 5 for 8 in this game, played exceptionally well. And Hero, even though he's only 1 for 5, played a solid game while he was on that floor.
Auburn 13-0 when leading at halftime and 0-3 when trailing at halftime as Higgins tries to wrap one around to Reed, Travis, and does.
Well, great 2-man play right there. Higgins with a great look right around the defense, great vision, and Travis right there, but to take him out for dinner, man. Keep him happy.
It's the largest lead for Kentucky, up to double figures.
The one thing, though, is Auburn could be explosive.
Okeke gets it to go.
Okeke with good post position on the interior. If Auburn can come back and win the game, it's very obvious. It's going to be the 3-ball. If they can get hot and make the 3, they have a chance. Kentucky's going to try to take advantage a little bit inside without Wiley on the floor. Travis could become big down in that post.
Shot clock at 7. Keldon Johnson. Finger roll is good, plus the foul.
He's been playing sensational basketball. If you just equate and wipe out the Georgia game, basically, he's been as an impact player as any freshman, basically, in America, you know, other than obviously Zayed and certainly Barrett, who you see in the next game. Allison.
Hey, Dick. Well, physicality, a huge point of emphasis for Coach Calipari coming into this game. He said his team has done a really good job of playing physical, except for one. Keldon Johnson, who actually leads Kentucky with 11 points in the first half. He said he's getting bullied up there. He's scored the most, but he's also given up the most. Offensively, he likes the way they played with their pick and roll, using the pin downs, but he said Auburn surely is talking about that at the half, so we'll have to see if we can continue to have success there.
Well, maybe that message to Keldon Johnson got through because he took the basketball to the basket with authority and completed the 3-point play as there is a 3. That's in and out for Okeke. And by the way, that foul called on Anthony McLemore. That's his 3rd. Bruce Pearl, at least for now, is going to leave him on the floor down by 11 as Washington leans in and hits with the left hand, and Kentucky starting to pull away.
Well, great execution again. Good look right there to find the open man by Higgins. Washington with the score. Excellent 2-man. They got to get the crowd. To get the crowd back in, you got to be efficient and play well. And right now, Auburn not playing well, being outplayed by Kentucky. This Kentucky team, you know one thing. They're going to get better and better. They had 2 heartbreaker losses in their 3. And one really legit loss when they're blown out by Duke. The other 2 games were so winnable against Alabama and Seton Hall.
Higgins to Hero in the corner. Yes!
There's trouble right now, man. Bruce Pearl's got some trouble right now. He better talk to his kids. They got some trouble. Yes, sir. He's going to get that TO.
This is a 19-2 run for Kentucky, stretching back to the first half.
Well, they did this also in a way against Georgia. That game was tight at halftime, and then all of a sudden, it was an explosion by Kentucky.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is brought to you by One-A-Day Women's.
Bob Wischusen and Dick Vitale. Allison Williams back here at Auburn. Well, Charles Barkley, who joined us in the first half, is watching His team gets stunned by Kentucky on a 19-2 run that goes back over the last 7 minutes and 5 seconds, stretching back to when Auburn had a 27-26 lead with just over 4 minutes to go in the first half. So they need to start hitting some shots, and Bryce Brown will try and get them started.
Yeah, Brown's been quiet, so has Harper. Those two guys, veteran players, if they don't give them offense, they'll suffer. They got to do it also with their D now. They got to start D'ing on them.
Washington challenged, gets his own miss, and has a chance for a three-point play.
I can't believe that guy averages 11 points a game. I can't believe it. He should at least be 15, 16, as I said. I mean, he's got some talent. He's strong, he's physical. There he is right there with the reverse layup. NBA people like him. Oh, he's a loose. Oh, yeah, he likes it. He's got that swagger right there.
John Calipari has not been happy with how his team has played, at least starting games off. He had this to say: we have to figure out how to start games. It's getting ridiculous. It's 5 halves in a row where we just start the game and we're getting smashed. He said that before the game at Georgia on Tuesday, and they got off to a bit of a slow start, giving up dunks early to Georgia, but they blitzed the Dogs in the second half, and maybe they've gotten the message because they have been really good so far today as Okeke is able to drive one home.
Okeke doing a job attacking the rim. Got a turnover right there.
Bryce Brown with the pressure.
Force that turnover. Now they got to come back and knock down the three, get this crowd in again, get them alive, get them going like they were before the game. You know, Kentucky this week, first time in the Calipari era, they'll play 3 teams that are nationally rated within 7 days. They got Mississippi State Tuesday night. We'll be down there in Lexington.
Moving screen called on Horace Spencer.
No doubt about that, baby. Don't go to no monitor for that. Oh, definitely a moving screen. And I'll tell you this, then they got Kansas, and Kansas is really hurting, especially now without Azubuike. That's a different team. They have to change positions. Look at the reaction. Look at his reaction. Are you kidding me? Is he into it?
Now a foul's been called on Kentucky. They got Tyler Hero. And that was well away from the ball.
He had 6 minutes to get to the 10-minute mark. They should play in segments right now. The segment should be, we want to get under 10 going into the last 10 minutes. Kentucky's really matched up well on their perimeter ball. He got fouled.
Shooting a three.
Oh, that'll give you momentum. That'll give you Uncle Mo. Oh, he got fouled. John Calipari can't be happy with that.
Washington stepped up and did not allow Bryce Brown to land, and Brown bottoms a triple. Chance for a 4-point play. He's got it, and that will get the crowd back in the game.
Kentucky's got to show some poise.
Washington is hand-checked. And if that's on Okeke, that is his 3rd. So now, Anthony McLemore and Chuma Okeke both have 3.
And that's their
McLemore's
size.
coming back in.
McLemore can make threes. That's one of his strengths. Last year, he shot the 3 exceptionally well. He's been struggling this year. They got a writer who covers their team. I follow him. His name is Josh Vitale. Josh Vitale, no relation.
Irish.
I've been reading his stuff.
You got to look at Austin Wiley, who is on the bench. He's going to wear the boot for the next couple of weeks.
Wow, look at that number right there with Calipari.
Hero in and out for 3.
That's incredible, those numbers, but he's leading.
Harper lobs one. The reverse finish by Dumba.
That'll get the crowd going, too. The reverse layup on the wall. Are they back? They got it tonight.
Washington muscles his way across the lane.
He got away with one right there. He got away with one. That was definitely the free arm.
He hits a 3 again.
Is there magic in the air? Is there magic in the air? They are going wild at the Auburn Arena.
Down to 8.
Good spacing by Kentucky. They're well coached. Coaching staff does a great job as well. Kenny Payne, Justice.
Hero dribbled it off the
Cody
foot of
Barbie.
Okeke. Hero with 1 to shoot. Gives it up. Keldon Johnson hits a 3.
That diaper dandy's coming up big, man. He can say all he wants about, well, he's not physical enough today. Are you kidding me? They wouldn't be where they are upper level without the diaper dandy, Keldon Johnson.
Just barely beat the shot clock timing out.
And the ball was loose. That was a big possession for Kentucky.
Harper's fouled by Higgins. This place is rocking. 14.5 minutes to go in the game. McLemore hearing about it from Bruce Pearl. And we have momentum-changing play after momentum-changing play.
Yeah, look at that lob right there. Great catch. Great finish on the reverse. And then it was the 3. But then Kentucky answered him with a 3.
You have to be out there with the energy to be able to don't worry about what's going on offensively. We've got a guard down there scored every stinking time. It's so important when you get down a little bit to stay in character. Don't get out of character and get it back. Otherwise, it gets worse. It just gets worse.
Bruce Pearl wired for sound. Bob Wischusen here with Dick Vitale. When Bruce Pearl says that, what is he hoping he's going to see on the floor from his team?
Well, he doesn't want a team to panic. So many teams, when they get behind, they try to make it up all in one sequence in 2-3 minutes, and it just snowballs the negative effect. So he's saying stay in character, stay within yourself, just play.
Great save by Dunbar. Banked it off Hero.
In the other huddle, guys, for Kentucky, Coach Calipari really challenging his guys defensively against these out-of-bounds after the timeout plays. He said Auburn is so good at scoring on these. They just got that stop. Let's see if they can get one more here. And then offensively, guys, look for them to try and get P.J. Washington the ball in the post. If he's doubled, they want to use some space and look for the 3. But if he's one-on-one, they want him to attack and keep feeding him in the post.
You know, people are telling me, Allison, to prepare for the game, that they may be the best team. In fact, John Calipari echoed those sentiments to me. May be the best team in the country in terms of coming in and scoring in special situations on out-of-bounds plays. He says he's got a zillion of them that he runs, and they really execute well out of bounds and score a lot of points off it. Here's an example, going to the foul line.
Well, you've been saying this since the start of the game. P.J. Washington, you can't believe, only averages just under 12 points a game, and now you hear John Calipari in his own huddle saying that is who we should try and run our offense through if he's got the right matchup.
He's got talent, man. He's got a lot of talent. They got to lock up defensively right now. When you talk about Auburn, Kentucky's been executing fairly well, getting good shots. Keldon Johnson has been very tough to handle here this afternoon. Maybe this is the ball in his hands.
There's Washington through a double team. It's on the deck. Tapped around. 1 to shoot. Shot clock violation.
Got a lucky break right there. Got a lucky break. A lot of hustle, diving on the floor, scrapping, clawing, physicality. Both these coaches preach it. Now watch this right now. The ball's going to go to the deck. Washington trying to drive. They're going to dump. Hey, it's Auburn and Alabama. Football. Wow, that's like Kentucky. They're pretty good at football now. Mr. Stoops, pretty good at football. Oh, we're going to steal right here.
Quickly with the takeaway, and a blocking foul is called. Emmanuel quickly doing his best Ashton Higgins impersonation, and he gets Javon McCormick to commit the foul. And coming up tonight on ABC, our NBA Saturday primetime game, presented by HyperX Gaming, features the Rockets hosting the Lakers. Our coverage tips with NBA Countdown at 8 Eastern, 5 Pacific, and you can always watch on the ESPN app.
Tell you one thing quickly, we started earlier this year. Lost that starter's role basically to the play of Higgins. Made a nice play right there.
Off the bench, though, he's been in double figures 2 of the last 3 games for Kentucky, and he stretches the lead back up to double digits.
Well, you know, when you sit that pine a little bit, Bob, that'll wake you up, man. The one thing at Kentucky, every practice is so competitive that you better be ready to play if you want to earn your playing time.
McLemore blocked by Richards, but a foul called, and that's the 3rd on Richards. Anthony McLemore, who was an SEC all-defensive team selection last season, but had a season-ending ankle injury, and a gruesome one at that. Bruce Pearl talked about earlier today at shoot-around, saying he finally, over the last couple of weeks, you can see in his game, has full belief he's going to be okay. That he doesn't have to worry when he takes off or lands that he's going to re-injure himself.
Well, he shot the ball so well last year, and this year he struggled shooting the ball. You know, he mentioned about quickly, comes out of Maryland, started the first 7 games this year, then Hagan stepped in. He's a good shooter, too, though. He was a McDonald's All-American three-point shooting contest winner.
Tie up, held ball. Dunbar keeps the possession for Auburn.
Can't just trade points, though. You got to go on a little spurt if you're Auburn. They made that little run, and then Kentucky came back with a big, big 3. Little referee, little maintenance man, a little janitorial tour right there. He's telling them where to go. He's the supervisor. Wow. So we need a little bit more delay. A little more delay. Keep it delayed.
I know you like it. Dunbar fouled by Johnson. That's the last foul to give for Kentucky. That's the first on Johnson, but that's team foul number 6. So Auburn, they're not a great free throw shooting team. They're 251st in America as a team at the free throw line. But they will shoot foul shots now the rest of the way. Now, they still have only 1 foul to give, so there could be a lot of big free throws in the last 10 minutes of this game.
Well, let me tell you this, if it comes to the free throw line, Kentucky gets the big edge. They shoot 75% as a team versus in the 60s when you look at Auburn. Also, Kentucky's masterful. They go to the free throw line. They got more free throws they attempted than their opponents have made. It's incredible. John Calipari's kids are slashing, driving the basketball. Well, I can understand why Auburn doesn't shoot a lot of free throws. It's shooting a lot of threes. They're stationary, shooting 3 threes. You got to attack. Good job by Kentucky forcing the ball back out defensively. Trying to go a little double up here.
McCormick splits the double team. Comes up short with the left hand.
Empty possession.
Hero on a run out.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow, what a play by Hero. Let me tell you, Hero and Keldon Johnson, they are special young guys. Think about it, they played high school last year.
Hero in double figures for the 13th time in 17 games for Kentucky.
And size on that perimeter.
On the wing at 3. That's good. Knocking it down. And welcome back to the rotation, D'Angelo Purifoy.
Well, you know, he was suspended last year. Then he was suspended the first 9 games this year. But then he's been on a pine. 2 years ago he started. He'll get some playing time now. It's up to him to earn it right now.
Foul called on Dunbar. So both teams are now out of fouls to give. That's the second on Dunbar. So 12.5 minutes to go. And we're in the bonus both ways the rest of the way.
You want to get it down to single digits when you get to the last 10 minutes. They were down 16. We talked about getting it to 10. Well, they got it to 10. Now you want to get a little better. You want to win the next 2 minutes. If you got a little spurt here in the next 2 minutes, game is on. Game is on big time. But they got to come up with some stops. Washington and Travis can be tough on the inside now with their size.
Shot clock down to 5. Manuel quickly thought about a 3. Leans in. Got it.
Nice play by Quickly. Tell you, when you can rotate guys like Higgins and Quickly, you're in pretty good shape. You're in pretty good shape when you got that kind of depth. Kentucky's a deep basketball team. Talented, too.
Kentucky, as you can see, 9 of 11 in the second half. And they are shooting 55% for the game.
Taking good shots. Taking really good shots. It all comes down, as Charles and I were talking here, simplicity. Quality shots, don't turn the ball over, and play tough on the defensive end. And that's a formula for winning.
Now, this is against the second best defensive scoring team, though, in the SEC so far. So Auburn is not used to watching teams shoot 55% against them.
Is he catch up?
On a breakout. Lays it in. And it's back to 10. Can Auburn get some stops? That's going to be the answer.
You got to like Brown. There's no question. He's a solid player. Good strong here, second half. And every time they make that little basket, up with a basket, Kentucky. Trying to play really hard defense.
Washington fouled by Purifoy, and he will shoot a 1-and-1. That's the second on Purifoy. Free throws when we come back. We've got two coaches that are into it, to say the least.
Oh, man. Do they earn their dollars? Well, I don't know about that. They get a few bucks, a few millions. What is that shirt doing here? She supposed to be up there in Durham.
Look what she did. The D and the E are gone. It's a UK,
I see.
So she is going to be rooting against Duke and for Virginia in the Sonic Blockbuster coming up next at 6 Eastern here on ESPN. You can always watch it live on the ESPN app. Number 1 against number 4 coming up as soon as we're done over at Cameron.
She may be creative, but you know what? They like it down in Duke because they sold the shirt and made some cash. Higgins washed it to the free throw line. Kentucky been big all year on the line. 75% as a team. Much more efficient than Auburn on the line. That's a big plus coming down the stretch for Kentucky. Tuesday night, they got a tough one there. Got to hook up in that game against Mississippi State.
Way short Washington on the second free throw.
The Weatherspoon brothers are very good, and so is Peters. Ben Holland's got a good basketball team.
Well, here's your chance. A bucket on this possession by Auburn with about 10 minutes to go would get them back to single digits. And the crowd will definitely notice that if this one goes through the rim. But it is another turnover, a deflected pass by Higgins.
Well, Harper tried to throw it over the sides of the defense, and it was deflected.
10 turnovers for Auburn. Travis.
Going inside, taking advantage of his size. Mismatch inside, great execution. Good basketball IQ by Kentucky. And Travis should have a field day inside with no Wiley in the lineup today. That's a big loss for Auburn.
At 3 off the heel. On this for Okeke.
Starts to get a little dangerous right now for Auburn. You're down 13. You're in single digit time-wise. Well, I'd slide Travis inside. I don't think they can play him on the interior. I don't think they can play him on the inside.
And there he goes to the goal again. Good hands by McLemore. Travis, a second try. He'll go back to the free throw line, and McLemore's got 4 fouls.
Well, he's too strong right now. He's got too much size, too much experience. Remember, this kid's been around the block, man. He's been a star player when he played at Stanford.
He had over 1,400 points and over 750 rebounds in 3 years at Stanford. And he has really come on in terms of rebounding. Points per game has dropped. He has not been the offensive force for Kentucky that he was at Stanford, but still averaging about 6.5 rebounds a game.
Well, the difference has been the fact that at Kentucky, you got a lot of players to share the wealth. So you got more balance than at Stanford. He was the guy. He was the guy they're going to go to all the time. But right now, he stepped up here because in the SEC, he has not been effective like he was in a non-conference schedule.
He's in double figures for the second time in his last 6 games. And the lead back up to 15. Okeke for 3. Yes.
3 to the Okeke.
They need a lot of threes, man. They need a lot of threes. Take the last 2 minutes here. Who got the winner's circle there? Kentucky. They needed it, Auburn. They go 1 for 4. Kentucky goes 2 for 2. Difference maker.
Eldon Johnson lost it on the baseline, although it looks like Dunbar may have been on the baseline and touched it last. 12 to shoot.
They've got a lot of stops, man. You're down 12 with 9 minutes to go against a very efficient team like Kentucky. It's not very easy to come back.
See if Travis just goes to work again. He will, and it's a foul reach in. Horace Spencer commits his 3rd. So now you've got Spencer with 3. McLemore's on the bench with 4. Okeke's got 3. The size for Auburn with Austin Wiley out is whittling down based on the foul trouble.
Well, that's the smart play on the sideline, calling that stuff. Calipari getting the ball, isolating Travis and taking advantage. His size, his strength. And he's going to make his free throws. Crowd is quiet. We came in here, this place was electric. It was as loud as any arena I've ever been in. But it's nothing like the opposing team taking that away from you.
Another three and a foul as Bryce Brown will go back to the free throw line. Tyler Hero commits the foul, and it was that close to a chance for another 4-point play for Bryce Brown. And so as Brown steps to the free throw line, Dick, an opportunity for us to talk about the Dick Vitale Gala, who's coming up again, second weekend in May, and this is going to be raising, hopefully, millions of dollars again for children battling cancer.
Well, we hope people go out there and get a raffle ticket on a chance to win a brand new Mercedes, man. A beautiful Mercedes. You'd look good in that Mercedes, Robert. I'll tell you this, we only got about 700 more chances left. We sold the first one out, 1,500 chances. Just go to jimmyv.org/Vitale Raffle 2019. jimmyv.org Vitale/Vitale Raffle 2019. Or you can go to DickVitaleOnline.com and you get it there. So we want to wipe those chances out. We need 700 more. Come on, all of Kentucky. All you people out there and you Auburn people, get it done. $100. It all goes for kids battling cancer. I should have sold some of the Charles. Charles would have bought all 700.
Free throws from Brown knocks it down to an 11-point lead.
Brown's done a good job here in the second half. His buddy's got to help him. See, they want to go inside. They want to get him one-on-one. Say, take him one-on-one.
Can't hit the jumper.
Now you got to take advantage. They came up empty in that possession. You got to make this count if you're Auburn. They really played Harper tough for you this afternoon. He really neutralized his great quickness and his ability.
Shot clock to 7. Brown hunting his shot. Shovels one to O'Keefe.
Nice play by Brown. He does a great job. He's had a tremendous second half. Struggled the first. Crowd getting up. They smell a little raw. Here they go. Can they come up with a stop? They'll get everybody up if they come with a stop. Just a few people standing.
Scramble for the ball at midcourt, rolling over, and traveling is called on E.J. Montgomery.
I thought he got fouled, but they saw it otherwise. I don't blame John Calipari. I thought he got fouled. I don't blame John. He's furious. Look at him. I don't blame him. Hold him back. Hold him back. Hold him back. Go technical. Come on, John.
ESPN's exclusive presentation of college basketball is presented by 5 Hour Energy Shots. Get back to 100%.
Duke's freshmen have combined to score 1,042 points this season, only 29 points fewer than Duke's opponents have scored combined. One of those great frosh, of course, is Zion Williamson. Duke getting set for Virginia, two of the best teams in college basketball. Coming up top of the hour. Bob, back to you.
And Adnan, there's going to be some different ways to watch that game later on tonight. As Virginia Duke, the Sonic Blockbuster, will be complemented by a player ISO cam only on ESPN+. It's a complimentary viewing experience available on the ESPN app. It will bring you as the fan right inside the action at Cameron Indoor. Reese Davis, Seth Greenberg, Jay Williams. They'll provide commentary for the first ever college basketball ESPN Plus multicast. Again, on the app on ESPN Plus tonight. A lot of different ways to enjoy number 1 against number 4.
Boy, that guy Adnan does a great job. Talk about versatility. Yeah, that'll be a terrific game. Virginia with a great trio on the perimeter with Guy, Jerome, and certainly Hunter. But here it is. Every possession comes big right now for Auburn.
Hits a 3.
Oh, he better not be dancing. He better play defense. He better not be dancing. Down to 6. He better not be dancing. Now the crowd's waking up. Oh, the crowd woke up again.
Keldon Johnson fouled by Dunbar.
You know what I like about Keldon Johnson? He wants the ball crunch. He's not afraid right there to stop the run by Auburn. How big was this three, man?
What's going to give over the last 6 minutes and change? Kentucky, they have been much more cognizant of trying to get the ball into the paint, especially in the second half. And Auburn, they are leaning on the three-point shot. Will they make enough of them to overcome what has been a double-digit lead for a good portion of the second half?
You know, both clubs so well coached that they go to their strength. Right now, you look at the lineup and the alignment of Auburn, you want to take advantage of them on the inside. So that's what John Calipari does. Big free throw miss now. Now you got to make them pay right here. And then the other side, they live off the three. They die off it, but they live off it. They make 10.8 threes per game. Lead
Brown
the SEC.
looking for another.
Mr. Brown feels it. He's on fire. And the crowd, look at Charles. Charles feels it. They're back. We got a game. The game is on. Let's play ball. SEC. You want great competition? Come out to the SEC, baby. Oh, great execution.
Reed Travis flushes.
What I tell you, Travis is their man. Told you that earlier. They're going to pound it inside.
Well, guys, Kentucky's coaches were so adamant about their guys locking in defensively, which they haven't done since this timeout. They wanted them to bring the fight to Auburn, but they've given up a couple of threes. They said it's not about logging minutes, it's about winning. They have to start fighting in these final minutes.
Well, they got it down to 3. I would pound it to Travis until they show me an answer. They show me Vince Lombardi football. Stop the run. We're going to pound 3 yards at a time. Right now, stop them. And pound the ball.
In and out for 3 from Johnson. Loose ball on the deck. And saving it, keeping it alive was Horace Spencer.
Bad play by Harper.
Harper's
had a really bad game.
Hero scoops, scores, plus the foul.
Hero, Keldon Johnson. Yeah, Harper's really struggling here this afternoon. He has not been the real Harper. He's been one of their star players for the last couple years. Turnover, and up they go. And Mr. Hero knows. He says, I'm a hero. I'll show you, I'm a hero. Oh, he makes plays like that. He'll be a big hero in the city of Lexington. They'll move all those racehorses to the side and have him as the star of stars.
Think Tyler Hero's ever heard of George Gervin?
That was an Iceman.
He looked like him there.
Yeah. George Gervin, the name of the pass was unbelievable as a scorer.
See, my bald spot's not a phony. I'm old, too. Backdoor cut. Throwing it down is Bryce Brown.
What a half Brown is having. He's doing everything he can to keep Auburn in the game. Everything. You got his numbers. What are his numbers right now, Bob?
20 of his 23 in the second half.
Wow. But he needs some help.
Hero. He knocks down another.
I'm telling you, if you don't like Hero and if you don't like Keldon Johnson, you don't like basketball. Those 2 guys can play. You got Hero ball right here, man. Oh, wow. Now, Harper's got to give him some strong minutes. Hero's checking up.
Harper drives it. Draws the foul.
Good drive right there. Create the contact. Now you got to convert.
That foul's on Reed Travis.
Life never comes easy in games in the SEC. I don't care where you go, man. You better lace them up and come to play.
That's the 3rd on Travis. Tyler Hero looks like he got cut on the lip. And so let's see if they're going to send him to the sideline. I don't know if the officials have noticed that yet. It's just a little cut.
He's tough, man. He's tough. He's tough. Tell you what, Auburn, they're not backing away. They keep coming and coming and coming. Looks like there's a little battle there. They go as Harper and Brown go.
It's back down to 6 once again. 4.5 minutes to go.
Every time he gets within distance, Kentucky comes up with a quality play. Higgins with the ball.
Higgins has been quiet offensively, only 6 points. He's going to go to work here. Nice shot fake. Pulled the string. Spencer's got the rebound.
He hesitated. Oh, here comes speed right here.
Harper off to the wing. Launching a 3. Another one for Bryce Brown.
Go to Brown, baby. Go to Brown. Harper to Brown. Charles Barkley jumps out of his seat. And that's not easy for him to do at 320.
That's not nice.
Listen to this crowd. Auburn on fire. Will they be 10-0 at home? Will Kentucky go back to Lexington with the W?
Hero for three. Another answer by the freshman.
How big is he? How big has he been? How big is that freshman? As my guy Billy Rafferty would say, he's got onions, baby. He's got onions. Oh, yeah. Tyler Hero.
A three for Harper. And Hero's got the long rebound.
Smart brings the ball back out.
Did he take a step as he grabbed that rebound? The entire Auburn sideline, including Bruce Pearl, exploded thinking Hero walked.
They look a little bit tired when you look right now at guys like Brown and them exerting so much energy, playing all these minutes, fighting to get back in the game.
Hero lost it. Here comes Brown. Gives it up to Harper. Harper will attack.
He got fouled. He got fouled, no doubt about it. I can even see that, man, with my one arm. And he loves it.
That's the fourth foul on Reed Travis. Don't go away. Might be interesting for the last 3 minutes. Well, Adnan, we're excited as we check our Wendy's Wooden Watch to watch R.J. Barrett and Zion Williamson do work at Cameron against undefeated Virginia.
The best 1-2 punch in America. I don't care class, talk juniors, seniors, sophomores. There's no duo better than Mr. Barrett and Mr. Williamson. And they're going to have to really rise, especially playing without Trey Jones. I expect to see Barrett with that ball in his hands a lot, driving and attacking. Now, can he get through that Virginia wall on defense? I think the medium range shot becomes big in that game. You got to make that 15, 17-foot shot.
Kentucky led by 17 with 17 minutes to go. Auburn has cut it all the way down to 4. They have not gotten closer than 3, so here's Harper at the line to try to make it a 3-point game. And that foul on Reed Travis, by the way, before we went to break, was his 4th.
You know, we talked about how the 4 minutes were big for Auburn. Take a look what happened in a 4-minute segment that we talked about to get within striking distance. 15 to 10, shoot 5 for 8, make 3 threes, and that's why they're knocking on the door down 3. Really hustle, scrap. A lot of it's really, you got to give the coach credit. He never allowed them to roll over and fold over. Bruce Pearl's drive and desire has kept them in it.
Washington, tough shot, challenged. He gets it back, goes right at Okeke. Offensive foul.
Wow. Good play right there by Auburn defensively. Let's take a look right here. Oh, yeah, there's the shoulder contact. Those are easy to call.
That's the 3rd on P.J. Washington.
Well, you don't need monitors. You don't need, easy to make those calls. All right, here we go. Harper and Brown, they're the keys. They're limited on the interior, but they got their stars on the perimeter.
Hero giving Brown no daylight. It's Okeke. He'll try a jumper. And Reed Travis has the rebound.
Yeah.
Hagan's spinning through traffic, gives it up. Keldon Johnson fouled by McLemore. And that's it for McLemore. That's his 5th.
He's the 5th, but you know, Hagan's great look right there. Tremendous vision. Uses that unbelievable speed. Goes to a 3rd gear, man. Lets it loose, and he finds the open guy. Coach Justice working that sideline does an excellent job for John Calipari. His dad was a super SID down at Wake Forest. Fouls out. Played hard. Had a tough time. He had no friend, no help from his boy, Mr. Wiley. You know, these two coaches had one dramatic game I was lucky to be part of. Memphis and Tennessee, 1 against 2 in the country. Look at Mark, look, he's coaching. Settle down, relax, take it easy. I want to see Charleston coach in the NBA. But I'll tell you this, that game was unreal. Derrick Rose, undefeated, #1 Memphis. And as Bruce Pearl reminded me, they won the game, Tennessee.
That That's a timeout for Kentucky. We're back in 30 seconds. Bob Shoes and Dick Vitale. Allison Williams back at Auburn. You can catch SportsCenter later on tonight at 10 Eastern on ESPN. Zubin Mehenti and Michael Eaves will have the latest on the Rams, Saints, Pats, and Chiefs as we get set for a championship Sunday. Highlights from Virginia and Duke, Lakers, Rockets, updates as well. SportsCenter here on ESPN and the ESPN app at 10 tonight.
Breeze and Brady in the Super Bowl. Take it to the bank, Robert. Here we go down the stretch right now. Every time they get it to 3, they cut it back.
Great challenge by Washington, making sure that Spencer didn't get the dunk, and Spencer came down hard.
And he bounced right back up, though, Spencer. He bounced right back up.
He is cut. And he's not happy.
Wow.
And now the officials may go to the monitor to take a look at this foul by Washington.
He's the toughest player on the team, by the way, Spencer. They took him out of Philadelphia. He's a great shot blocker for them. He was the first player ever signed. Bruce Pearl told me on the phone. He's the first one he signed. He's working on his outside shot. He's got a little son, by the way. He's got a little diaper dandy. Avery Spencer. They're trying to see if it's flagrant.
At first glance, to me, it looked like P.J. Washington was making a play on the ball.
That's what it looked like to me.
And it looked like just Spencer had completely exposed himself and gone spread eagle, trying to dunk the ball. But I don't know. I mean, do you think that's enough contact just on the arm to call a flagrant foul on Washington?
I don't think so. I'll tell you the truth. I thought he was going for the ball. That's just my feeling. I thought he was going for the ball.
A flagrant foul is if you deem it excessive in nature or unnecessary.
And then he's going to guard to defend the ball. He was going out to block the shot. That's what I thought. I mean, I don't see anything with intent.
And it looks like they are going to call a flagrant one. Now, do you think that is a call that has as much to do with how Spencer landed and the fact that he was cut?
Yeah, I think all of that
contact on the arm.
I think it factored in. I don't know. He looks to me he's going to play the ball, Bob. I'm going to defer to you with your 2 eyes, but that's what it looked like to me, man. I didn't see him deliberately with any intent to be flagrant in that situation.
And that foul on Washington is his 4th. Wow. So Washington's got 4. Reed Travis has 4. Over on the Auburn side, they're already without Austin Wiley. Anthony McLemore, he has fouled out. Horace Spencer's got 4. Chuma Okeke, I think, has 3. So the front court players for both teams in significant foul trouble. If this game were to go to overtime, you have 5 guards against 5 guards out there.
But Kentucky has a little bit more depth at the size factor with guys like Richards that can play. And I'll tell you this, maybe it's me, Mama. Did you see flagrant? Did you see it? Come on,
I would not have called that a flagrant foul.
Thank you. That's what I'm saying.
But hard contact on the arm, a player lands and comes up bleeding. I guess you can understand why the officials were swayed in that direction. Well, where are we? Down 3 again for Auburn, and they've never been able to get it closer than this.
See what happened. Brown substitute. He put Brown to shoot the free throws for Spencer. What does Brown have so far?
28 points for Brown. Dunbar fades away. Comes up short.
Tough shot. Tough shot to want to get in this sequence. You're a minute 46 on the clock. Tough shot. I'm still mystified by the flagrant. I really am.
And they get Dunbar on a foul when it looked like he may have tied up Keldon Johnson, so that's his 4th. So that'll put Keldon Johnson double bonus, shooting 2 at the other end.
so young on the perimeter, which is typical for Kentucky. They roll in those incredible, great players. John Calipari's had a top 10 pick 11 consecutive years. That's incredible. He's been able to bring a lot of excitement to the people out in Lexington where they love their basketball. Never got it under 3 thus far. There's always been a scenario, cut it to 3 and then struggle from that moment on.
Quickly, let's go to Adnan Virk, get an update on Duke, Virginia.
Thank you, Bob. Virginia and Duke, 2 best teams in the nation, underway on ESPN2. Be here on ESPN at the conclusion of the Wildcats and Tigers. For now, head over to the Deuce if you're so inclined. Bob, back to you.
All right, Adnan, thanks very much. 1:46 to go, and it's a 4-point game.
Yeah, talk about a big possession. You're looking at a big possession right now by Auburn. They'll have a few more, but this is a big possession. You're down 4. You don't want to turn the ball over here. Give them, where they can go up 6 on you or 7. It's a big possession. You got to take good shots here.
That's Horace Spencer back in the game, trying to pin down Reed Travis. Gets the ball, wearing a new 55 jersey. And old number 0 hooks one home.
Well, a jump shot, jump hook in the lane. First time it's been down to 2, Auburn. In the second half, 17 down, 9-0 at home. This crowd wants it so badly. Let's see what Kentucky does here. Hero's been big for them. Higgins, Hero, Johnson, all fight for Dan, these freshmen.
7 to shoot. Hero picks up his dribble. 5 to shoot. Hero gets it back, tries a jumper, and it goes over the backboard. A chance for Auburn now to tie or take the lead.
Why go away from the inside game of Travis? Why go away from Washington? They got such an advantage size-wise and strength on the interior. You got to go inside. They won their last 12 at home, 9-0 this year, 24-1 over 2 years. It's been a great home court. I'd get the ball in Brown's hands, man. Good things happen when he has the rock.
10 to shoot.
Harper and Brown, one of those guys got to make the play.
Harper for 3. Yes!
They got the lead. They got the lead. Harper jumping. Look at it. Oh, they got the lead.
Hero gets to the baseline, and he may have been fouled on the floor. And it looks like Harper bumped him. So that will put Tyler Hero at the free throw line to try and put Kentucky back on top, as Auburn has their first lead since we had 4.5 minutes to go in the first half.
Wow. Harper, I said they're going to go Harper or Brown. Harper with a big trifecta. Look at Charles. He's a cheerleader. He's a cheerleader. He's trying to earn that scholarship he had here.
Hero, an 88% free throw shooter, ties the game.
Hero and Keldon Johnson can play for me any day of the week, and Higgins as well. Those 3 kids are special. Hey, 2 weeks in a row. Last week we had a buzzer beater, right? Unbelievable Duke, Florida State.
And we've talked about the Mount Rushmores of college basketball with you this year and the money you're trying to raise for children battling cancer. This might go on the Mount Rushmore of games you've had a chance to call so far, at least this season.
You know, you show Charles Barkley, he's one of my Mount Rushmores, along with Grant Hill, as a great look, taking pictures, but as being Mr. Versatility. Anybody want my book? John Calipari's a Mount Rushmore as one of the great coaches in March. Just go to my website, dickvitelonline.com, and you get an autographed copy, and the money goes for kids battling cancer.
Let's check in once again with Adnan Virk. Adnan?
All right, Bob, thank you. I'm in for all those autographed copies. Meantime, Virginia Duke is over on ESPN2. DeAndre Hunter just went 1 for 2 at the line, couple minutes in. And the 2 teams with the best records right now in all of college basketball. Once again, it'll be here on ESPN once Kentucky-Auburn is over. Bob, back to you.
All right, Adnan, thanks very much. Bob Wischusen, Dick Vitale, Allison Williams. It's like an NBA game now, 24 seconds to go. And Hero's got a free throw coming to try and give Kentucky the lead. And then where would you go if you're Auburn for what might be the final shot of the game?
Well, it's very easy where I would go. You got to be either Harper or Brown, and then you got to attack the glass. But I would like to see Brown have the ball for the last shot. He's been brilliant here in the second half. Now, Kentucky and John Calipari are very smart, and they're going to try to keep the ball away from him. Well, we got ourselves a Maylock smasher, man. A lot of stomachs are churning. On Lexington right now, there's no Maylocks left. All the drugstores have sold it out.
I don't know how much Maylocks you need, but this guy at the free throw line.
This kid is 88% on the line. You said it a bit earlier, Bob. Having a lot of fun with you here today, buddy. You and Allison without a ball.
And he's 5 for 5 today, and he has given Kentucky the lead back. Boy, he doesn't play like a freshman.
Not at all. He's got swag to him, confidence. They're up 1 Kentucky. Kentucky used to these kind of games. They lost 2 like this, though. They lost to Alabama and Seton Hall in the last second. But they'd be looking at 1 loss.
Now, Auburn is 8 for 13 from 3 in the second half. And you've talked about it. The 3, that's the bread and butter of their offense. And now you're down by 1 with 24 seconds to go. Are you attacking the basket here?
Yeah, with Brown or Harper both could get to the rim off the bounce. The one thing we said, if they're going to come back, it would be the 3-ball. And the 3-ball certainly got them back because that's their strength. You don't have to go to Harvard, man, to figure that out. A dummy like me could figure that out. Are you kidding me? Just look at their stats. They average 10.8 threes made per game. They've been in double figures. It's the 11th time now shooting the 3. What a finish we got going to go on here. Oh, these fans have been all pumped up all day. This has been a buzzword. Kentucky brings that out. This is the first test for Kentucky in 7 days. This is their calculus exam. Tuesday night, they come back, they take some biology exam. And then next Saturday, they got another exam in physiology. So they're really, will they pass the test here? We'll find out. 24 ticks on the clock. I get a little excited with these things, huh?
I can tell.
Oh, wow. Stealing money, as Charles says, stealing cash. Now, here we go. The ball's in Harper's hands. There's Brown. Let's see where Brown is. He's being played by Hero. Got the freshman on the veteran player.
12 seconds to go.
Hagan's very good defensive player. Hagan's on the ball.
Harper with a floater.
Oh!
Tipped around. Who's got it? It looks like Quickly, and he draws the foul.
That ball was in the hole. Talk about getting robbed. That ball was in the basket.
An automatic 2 free throws for another freshman, Emmanuel Quickly. And then, if you're John Calipari, are you calling timeout and telling your team to foul if Quickly makes the free throws, as Harper was this close to giving Auburn the lead?
Wow, that baby was in. It was in. What tough luck.
And that foul on Horace Spencer fouls him out.
If he makes the 2 free throws, you got to foul. You got to foul. Under 5 seconds, I don't think it's even a brain.
Especially a 3-point shooting team like Auburn. Especially
with their range. When you look at Harper and you look certainly at Brown, I would like to see a little bit more excitement to the college game. The NBA rule, there's so much egos involved with rules, but I like the NBA get choice of where to take the ball.
Yeah. If Quickly makes this one, we'll see if John Calipari has his team foul. It'll be Auburn, though. That's going to call a timeout, so Bruce Pearler wants to draw it up.
Tell you one thing.
What he sees in the last 3.3.
Quickly's given him some solid minutes off that bench. He was a starter. Hagan's took the starting job away from him. And he hasn't pouted his sulk. He's come practice, busted his gut, and he's getting playing time. One thing about John Calipari, if you earn your time in practice, he will play. There's no question about it. I'll tell you one thing about Kentucky basketball. Everything is first class. You talk to their SID, Eric Lindsay, does a great job. They all really, really care so much about basketball. Their fans, their people involved, and they take everybody's best hit. And that's what you have to learn as a team. How to be committed to play hard all the time. You wear a Duke jersey, a Kentucky jersey, Carolina jersey. Everywhere you go, you take everybody's best game.
Another free throw coming for Emmanuel Quickly. And if the McDonald's All-American knocks it down, Auburn will have to have a 3, and we'll see how Kentucky approaches it.
Well, he hits this. He needs a miracle. Little Hail Mary time. You can run that ball up there quickly.
He misses. 2-point game. Dowdy looking for the win. That's off the mark, and it's another tough win on the road for Kentucky. They survive 82-80 here at Auburn. But we had a lot of fun, and we're hoping the next game is just as fun. 82-80, Kentucky over Duke. Or Kentucky, rather, over Auburn. It is Virginia.